Tonight, one campus organization promotes domestic violence awareness.
Plus, the City Council says farewell to a longtime member. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for October 2nd, 2012. I'm Caitlin Crow.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thanks for joining us this evening. Monday afternoon, the Troy City Council said goodbye to one of its longest-serving members. Rachel Scarborough has a story.
Wanda Moultrie has served on Troy City Council for 16 years and is the longest-running serving African-American elected official in the city of Troy. City officials and community members gathered in the council chambers Monday afternoon to not say goodbye, but see you in the future.
Normally we were laughing and joking and carrying on, but Wanda is the kind of person that when you got down to needed a decision made, she got serious, we made decisions, she stuck with it, and she was tough. She did a great job.
She is bright, she is tenacious, and she's a voice for the people and always was, and I'm very proud to have served with her.
And how did Moultrie feel about everyone there congratulating her?
Love and humbleness and gratefulness for being able to serve. You know, I didn't know so many people would come, but they did, and that makes my heart feel wonderful.
Mayor-elect Reeves and Moultrie were elected to the city council in the same year, and he says that she will still be there to help him once he becomes mayor.
Anything I know that as mayor I can call on her for anything, and she'll be there. She will always serve the community. She served the community before she was elected to office, and she'll serve it afterwards.
What is the next step for the councilwoman?
Still involved with Community Action Agency, where we help people and change lives through the services that we have. And so I'm still going to be involved. And anyway, that program can continue to blend with the city works and making sure the city continues to grow, and that's my next step.
Rachel Scarborough, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The council presented Moultrie with memorabilia, which included an engraved clock and rocking chair.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Troy University's SAFE project is trying to do their part to promote awareness of the issue. Courtney Chandler gives us a look at some of what they are doing.
Tuesday morning, members of Troy University's SAFE project were giving students something they could wear to help promote domestic violence awareness.
Today we're handing out bracelets to students. They're free, and we're asking students to wear them throughout the month of October to take a stand against domestic violence and to show their support for victims and survivors of domestic violence.
The SAVE project feels the purple bands are an easy way for students to do their part to help bring an end to domestic violence.
It's important for students to be informed because 1 in 4 women will be affected by domestic violence in their lifetime. So the more that we can make people aware of this issue and educate them, the closer we can come to making this an issue, to making this not be an issue anymore, and for people to take a stand against it and to come out when those things are happening to them.
Even though the SAVE project hopes students will wear the bands throughout the month, there will be another opportunity coming up for students to show their support for the victims of domestic violence.
In 2 weeks, we will be having the Clothesline Project, which is where students can come out and decorate a shirt and hang them on a clothesline, which will represent a victim, most likely either someone they know, or we will give them the name of someone who has been killed by domestic violence.
Courtney Chandler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Once again, the next Domestic Violence Awareness event will be the Clothesline Project on Wednesday, October 17th on the Bibb Graves Quad. Well, Judson, Trojan Dining Services wanted to serve up a little something different for today's lunch.
That's right, Caitlin. The Trojan Dining Hall had some options that had a little international flavor. Deatra Montgomery takes a look at what the dining hall was dishing out.
What is a typical food you might find on a student's plate in the dining hall? Pizza, fries, hamburgers, maybe even a salad. Well, Sodexo has arranged for students to be able to get a taste of something new and different.
Hey, we're doing India, but we're doing a Taste of the Southeast this fall. It's part of Sodexo's program to do a Taste of the World. This is a program that we try to do once every other week to have a different offering. And it fits well with Troy because it's such an international school.
Students had a chance to try a variety of different types of foods that they may or may not be very familiar with.
We also wanted to add more variety to the students' menus. We've been trying to kind of, add more things and educate their palate even more so.
Students have an opportunity to dig into a new culture as well as have a great meal.
I like this. It's a nice kind of culture, a different culture that we're not really used to. I mean, hamburgers and french fries are good, but sometimes you just kind of get sick of it.
Flavor, lots of it. American food, if you don't get the right kind, it can be really bland.
It really feels awesome because we don't find Indian food in Trojan dining hall. It's not better than home, but it's almost there.
Mangia states this is an opportunity for students in Troy's dining service to come together, which could be a recipe for success.
We're just hoping that the students see that, they see that we're so excited and passionate about the food. We're just all so involved. We're very interested in bringing different international themes to the dining facility. We've in fact even thought about getting students to come in and cook with us and show us some of the recipes from their hometown, from their household. It just kind of brings us all together. That's what food's all about.
Deatra Montgomery, Troy TrojanVision News.
Indian food will be on the menu every Tuesday and Thursday through the middle of October, and after that, Vietnamese cuisine will be on the menu.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Birmingham, authorities say 3 people were killed when a car fleeing a robbery slammed into their vehicle in Birmingham. A Birmingham police spokesman says a man, a woman, and an infant were killed in the collision last night.
And in Montgomery, Governor Robert Bentley has announced that he won't implement part of the Federal Affordable Health Care Act in Alabama. Bentley's aides say the Alabama governor sent a letter to Secretary of Health Kathleen Sebelius saying he's an opponent of the act.
Also in Birmingham, forecasters say they've confirmed that a tornado touched down in Coosa County, where it uprooted pine and oak trees. The National Weather Service says the tornado touched down near Shady Grove Church in Coosa County shortly before 5 o'clock yesterday morning.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the football team has won 2 straight, and the defense has played a huge role in those 2 victories. Danielle Percival will have a look at that and more when she joins us with sports.
But first, early presidential voting is coming up. We will get to meet some of those early voters coming up after the break.
I'm Danielle Nottingham in Denver. Coming up, the fight for women voters in Colorado.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
We thank the troops for all the support they've given us. But how do we thank the ones who support them?
Thank you for your service.
Thanks USA provides scholarships to the spouses and children of our troops and helps give a future to the people who support the troops the most.
Thanks for supporting them.
Thank you for your dedication.
Go to ThanksUSA.org to see how you can express your appreciation for what they do for our heroes.
Thank you.
Go to ThanksUSA.org now.
Thank you.
I would tell anybody, if you're getting your master's, I would start with Troy first.
It's easy. You can take classes online. You take them on ground.
Because being a full-time mom, full-time dad, and working full-time with Troy, it was just perfect. It worked for us.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education with the flexibility you need. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
We both earned our master's in public administration, and I choose Troy.
We choose Troy.
That's right. We choose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Caitlin Crow at the Global News Desk. Caitlin?
Mitt Romney and President Barack Obama are cramming for tomorrow's first presidential debate in Denver. Colorado is still a toss-up state, and both candidates are fighting hard for the women's vote there. Danielle Nottingham reports from Denver.
Carrie Stegner and her husband serve up yogurt and lattes for a living. The small business owner is supporting President Obama, in part because she believes his health care reform law will help her provide insurance for her employees.
It's 20% cheaper for a large corporation to buy insurance than it is for a small business that would come in and do the same thing.
Carrie Thompson believes Mitt Romney has a better plan for helping small business. She's eager to hear him make that case at Wednesday's debate.
I think the economy is probably
a major issue that's on the forefront of most people's minds, and I hope that he really spells out his stance on it.
Colorado isn't just hosting the first presidential debate, it's a battleground state, and more than half the undecided voters here are women. Stegner is concerned about the government's role in social issues.
It doesn't have a role in making decisions for women. It doesn't have a role in deciding who can marry. It doesn't have a role in these issues that really government should not be concerned about.
Thompson says the national debt that's being left to her daughter is also a women's issue.
Even if you don't support abortion itself, that's not an indicator of whether or not you support women's issues. There's a lot more to that.
Thompson and Stegner both plan to closely watch Wednesday night's debate. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Denver, Colorado.
The Pope's former butler took the stand in his own defense today at his Vatican trial. The once trusted aide is charged with stealing letters and documents from the pontiff that allege corruption and power struggles inside the Vatican. Monica Villamizar has the latest from London.
Pope Benedict's former butler told the Vatican court he's not guilty of aggravated theft. But Paolo Gabriele admitted he betrayed the trust of the pontiff.
He confirmed everything he had said in the initial questionings, but he said that for some reason he considered himself innocent of the actual charge.
Tuesday's testimony before a 3-judge Vatican tribunal is the first time Gabriele has spoken publicly about his alleged crimes. The former aide is charged with stealing letters and documents belonging to the Pope, which he denies. The papers allegedly reveal power struggles at the highest levels of the Vatican. Prosecutors say Gabriele has already confessed to leaking the documents to the media because he wanted to expose evil and corruption in the church. But he has not said how he got the documents in the first place.
Paolo Gabriele never denied having photocopied and taken copies of the documents out. He says he was doing it because he saw a situation of scandal that he wanted to help.
Under questioning from his lawyer, Gabriele also accused Vatican police of keeping him in a very small cell and leaving a light on all the time. The defendant faces 4 years in prison, but the Pope is widely expected to issue a pardon if Gabriele is convicted. Monica Villamizar, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Judson.
Thanks, Caitlin. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So, Danielle, these past 2 weekends, the Trojan football team had victories, but this weekend they get a little break.
That's right, Judson. They are going to have some time off. They've gotten a couple victories in conference play, kind of gotten back on the right track in the conference. But just because they have an off week doesn't mean there's nothing to talk about. Let's get into how the defense has really stepped up. With an offense that averages over 26 points per game, the Trojan defense, which did struggle early, knew they had to start pulling their weight if Troy was going to be a contender this season. After all, defense wins championships. After giving up an average of 32 points per game in the first 3 games of the season, the defense has allowed an average of only 8.5 points per game in their last 2 contests. In the last 3 games, the defense has held their opponent to converting just 21% of third down opportunities.
If you combine the stats that you mentioned from North Texas into South Alabama, you know, they're pretty impressive on third down and fourth down, which are something that we talk about and coach about all the time, critical situations, critical downs.
The defense was also able to hold the Jaguars to 252 yards in the game and only 59 passing yards, the fewest Troy has allowed since 2008 against Alcorn State. South Alabama coach Joey Jones said his team was outmatched, especially in the second half.
Troy and they're a dominant team in the league, and they've been there, done that. Their defense made adjustments second half. I thought really shut us down the second half offensively, and they made those adjustments and really hurt us.
We made a couple of tweaks and changes here, but what we really had called, we really just ran it, and we did it to perfection, and we just kept them from getting the ball, and everybody just played hard, and we held together.
Davis led the team Saturday with 11 tackles, 5 of those solo tackles. He is tied in second place on the team with 34 tackles this season, and with a motto like "See ball, hit ball," it's no wonder why.
My motto carry over in every game. I want to keep that on my mind. If you stop them, they can't score. So, sometimes you got to go out there, you got to be selfish. You got teammates, I'm going to do what I have to do, but if I see a play, I'm going to go make it.
The Trojans struggled in the first few games with giving up big plays, but Blakeney said he's seen improvement in the defense.
I was concerned about them maybe getting something big in the passing game and getting a cheap score, which we didn't really give up a cheap one. And so I'm pleased. I know we got a ways to go though, and that's where we got to get to.
While the defense didn't allow the big play, the Trojans do have a big playmaker on offense themselves. Chip Reeves is leading the Sun Belt Conference and ranks 35th nationally, averaging 85.6 receiving yards per game. Pretty impressive. Reeves has 29 receptions for 428 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. One of those touchdowns was in the low-scoring affair in Denton, and he's even fast in slow motion. That, my friends, takes talent. Reeves had 3 receptions for 67 yards this past weekend, and his accomplishments this season aren't going unnoticed. He has been added to the Bolitnikoff Award watch list, which is presented annually to the nation's best wide receiver. Reeves is one of 11 players to be added to the list. The Trojan volleyball team might not be on any official watch list, but they are moving up the list in the Sun Belt. They're currently in second place in the East at 3-1 and on a 3-game win streak. But they're currently behind Western Kentucky, who was the last team to defeat the Trojans. The Hilltoppers are on a 9-game win streak and 3-0 in conference. After a sweep of the Florida teams of the Sun Belt this weekend, Coach Sonny Kirkpatrick is pleased with how the Trojans have been performing.
You know, confidence is a good thing. I think we're fairly confident right now. We're playing well in spots. We were very focused today to get our job done and finish things off, and we had to earn every point. I mean, FAU's done a really good job of getting the most out of their players, and it definitely wasn't as easy as what it looks on the scoreboard.
Saturday, the Trojans return to action on the road facing Arkansas State. The Trojans and Red Wolves will meet on the court at 7 o'clock in Jonesboro Saturday night. So Judson, Caitlin, going to be a light week of Trojan sports action because there is no football game this weekend, which is a little bit of a change up, but not to forget we do have soccer and volleyball, so still plenty of Trojan sports that are in action to support them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Always good to go out and support your Trojans.
That's right, no matter what team it is.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel. Coming up, we will meet Troy University's athletic director.
But before that, after a dark, rainy day yesterday, today has been much more clear and cooler feeling. How cool is this week going to get, Bree?
We have been experiencing those cooler temperatures, but it doesn't look like they're going to stay just yet. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Our national forests. We cherish their beauty. We marvel at their majesty. We embrace their heritage. But do you know how much we depend on our national forests? For clean air, wood for our homes, and drinking water for millions of Americans. So much depends on our national forests, but now they're depending on us. Trees have been devastated by insects, disease, and fires that burn so hot, even the seeds of future forests are destroyed. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, because so much depends on what we do today. So much beauty, so much life, so much that we hold dear. We must act now so that future generations can also depend on our national forests. Visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So, Bree, I noticed the weather's real cool today, almost starting to feel like fall. What can we be expecting for the rest of the week?
Well, yes, we have been experiencing those cooler temperatures, but it looks like those summer temperatures may be coming back into our area just for a moment, but I'll get more into that in just a second. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that sun is setting right over Bibb Graves, so whether you're headed to class or you're headed home from work, you can definitely stay outside and enjoy the view along with those fall temperatures right now. Current conditions today, we have partly cloudy skies right now, temperatures at 72 degrees, dew points at 58 degrees, humidity is at 63%, barometers at 29.89 inches and rising. Winds are coming in from the west at about 8 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 73 degrees, a low of 59. There was almost no rain today. The sun rises at 6:38 a.m. and it should set at 6:27 p.m. Looking at our temperatures around the state, overall we're experiencing some scattered temperatures right now. Mobile coming in with a high at 78, Huntsville at 64, Birmingham at 65, Montgomery at 69. We get back into the 70s around Troy right at 72, as well as Phoenix City and Dothan right at 77. Looking at our temperatures around the southeast in our area, we're experiencing some mid-60-degree temperatures right now, but as we move throughout the rest of the southeast into the Carolinas, those temperatures increase about 20 degrees higher, a very significant increase, a lot warmer over there in the Carolinas. Temperatures around the United States, here on the West Coast in California, they're experiencing some 100-degree temperatures right now, as well as some mid-70-degree temperatures. So yes, they are very warm compared to what we've been looking at lately, as well as other parts of the West. They're still in the mid-80s right now, about 10 degrees warmer than what we've been seeing lately. Current surface map here in California, they do have that heavy to moderate rain system coming in through their area. Doesn't quite explain why those temperatures are so warm right now, but they will have a cold front coming in from the north over the next couple of days, so maybe it'll get a little bit cooler in that area. Taking a closer look in our area, we have a few low winds coming in, as well as a little bit of rain coming in through Mississippi, maybe hitting us later on this weekend. We'll have to stay on the lookout for that. And we see this cold front right here moving towards the rest of the southeast, pushing into the Atlantic Ocean, along with that rain that we saw a few days ago, bringing in those fall temperatures. Precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours. In our area, it doesn't look like we should be experiencing any rain, but as we see the rest of the southeast, we'll be experiencing about 1/4 of an inch or to about 1/2 of an inch of rain or so. Looking at our departure from normal, as I said last week, I know we talked about those degrees getting about 15 degrees cooler than what we've been seeing lately. So maybe those fall temperatures will be here to stay soon. As we move into tomorrow, like I said, still no rain in our area, but we do see states to the east and the west of us, a little bit north of us as well, experiencing a little bit of rain and a lot of heavy winds coming in through their area. As we go into Thursday, still no rain in our area, but we do see the state of Florida covered as a whole in rain right now. Friday, still no rain in our area, and as we begin our weekend on Saturday, still will remain dry. But as we see to the north of us, those rain systems will possibly be moving into our area as we begin our weekend and possibly even next week. So we will definitely stay on the lookout for that. Tonight's forecast, we have clear skies, winds light and variable coming in from the north-northwest at about 2 miles per hour with a low of 54 degrees. So tonight will be much like last night. It'll be very cool outside, very windy. You may want to keep that light jacket with you just to stay out of those cooler conditions for now. For tomorrow's forecast, we have mostly sunny skies, about a 10% chance of rain. UV index will be very high tomorrow. Winds coming in from the southeast at about 3 miles per hour with a high of 83 degrees. So tomorrow will be a little bit warmer than today. It will definitely be picture perfect. We won't have to worry about any rain tomorrow. Looks like those summer temperatures trying to push back into our area, but maybe not just yet. Looking at our 4-day forecast, like I said, tomorrow that high gets to about 83 degrees with a low of 58 degrees. Moving into Thursday, we have partly cloudy skies. That high gets to right about 86, getting back up there, flirting with those 90-degree temperatures. That low gets right there at 59. Friday, that high goes up to about 87 degrees, still partly cloudy skies. No rain in our area. That low gets right there to 59. And Saturday, that high gets right up to 89, almost 90 degrees. So, Caitlin, we have been experiencing those cooler temperatures all week, but it seems like for the rest of the week, those temperatures might get a little bit warmer, possibly going back up towards the 90s, give or take.
I'm looking forward to no rain tomorrow.
Definitely.
And also this warm weather staying here for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, but I'm ready to wear some light jackets, you know, to get this fall temperatures rolling in. So.
Definitely.
All right, thanks, Bree.
You're welcome.